Hello, welcome to Coach's Corner. I am today's host. I'm Iman and today we have Jaden Thompson here. He's a freshman on the men's golf team. How are you today, Jaden?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. I'm doing good. I'm happy you're here.
Yes,
so let's go ahead and get into it. So for the audience that does not know, as of recently, the former head coach, Coach Jennings, resigned back in September of 2021. Since then, the position has not been filled. So how has your experience been having no coach basically your whole freshman year?
Yeah, you know, when it first happened, it was a big shock, and I just felt kind of lost in a sense, and I wasn't getting really support around me that I thought was already going to be there, and so as hard as it is being a student athlete already, it's like now we're throwing a curveball, and I was really looking forward to playing when I did move in.
Yeah, because this wasn't your ideal experience. This wasn't what you visioned coming into a Division I program. What was your vision coming in? What did you expect?
I really expected to be able to compete at a really, really high level, and I know Coach Jennings and I talked about that a lot, and he really just talked about the success that they have had in this program and what they've been able to do, and it was really exciting, especially some of the places that they have played, TPC, Sawgrass, where they play the players, and just not being able to kind of experience what could have been.
Yeah, you come in wanting guidance. You come in to become a better player.
Yeah.
And especially coming to Prairie View and then joining the men's team, which is a championship team for the last 3 years. Was that one of the reasons why you wanted to come to Prairie View?
No, for sure. And back home, before I made the decision that I wanted to come here, I saw the men's team on TV and the women's team playing, and it made me happy to think that I could be a part of that. And just how things have gone so far it's kind of frustrating in some aspects, but I think we've gotten through it the best we could.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's obviously tough coming and you want things to go how you plan, and when things don't go, it sucks.
Yeah.
But thinking of Coach Jennings and the championship team and being here, do you think you'll be able to continue that tradition considering SWAC is in 3 weeks?
Yeah, I really do, and it's gonna come down to pretty much us believing in ourselves. We don't have many people advocating for us and just kind of supporting us on that end, and so it's going to come down to us whether we really want it or not. And I think we've made great headway with just bonding on both teams, and I certainly believe we can compete with any and everybody. It's just going to come down to whether we believe that we can.
Yeah, and I feel like as players, me being on the women's team, I feel like we honestly have gotten stronger and come closer in a weird way. Even though losing coach, we have decided that we still want to be here and become a championship team. So thinking of that, like, I get the question all the time of when I tell people you don't have a coach for 7 months, they're like, how are you still competing?
Yeah.
So could you tell us, like, how is it going through tournaments? Like, who's taking you guys to these tournaments? What is the routine?
So for the most part, it is fun. I love traveling. I love being able to compete. But on the side of who's bringing us to tournaments, it's kind of been a little bit of just kind of throw anybody into the mix type of deal. And a lot of the people that they do have take us to tournaments don't really have the knowledge that is needed on a coaching level in Division I NCAA golf, and it's kind of disappointing that it almost just seems like they want to throw a chaperone into a very, very successful program, and it doesn't make too much sense. But for the most part, CJ, that's gone to one of our past tournaments has really gotten things back kind of in order. And for the most part, the first couple tournaments after Coach Jaden was left, they were tough. Really, just mentally having to deal with so many things that are out of our control, but still having to try and compete and prepare ourselves mentally and physically to play as much golf as we do. So
yeah, because it can be hard not knowing who's taking you guys to these tournaments, or if you guys are going to that tournament. Because I know in our women's team, we actually missed a tournament because nobody was able to take us.
Yeah.
So during that time and through that transition, because it's not like Coach Jennings was the only coach to resign during these times. I mean, the football coach, the head football coach resigned, and the position has been filled within a couple of weeks compared to your guys, our team, and it's been months and gone almost 2 full seasons with no coach. Why do you think that is?
Quite honestly, it doesn't seem like sometimes they care too much about our sport. I see a lot of other sports either getting recognition or them just putting effort into other sports, but I mean, the men and the women as well have been very successful, and the men have won back-to-back SWAC championships, and I just don't know why there would be a bit of an issue on pouring support into a very successful program, which that's all it really
championship
means.
team.
Exactly.
So understanding that, and it does feel a little odd knowing that you guys are still waiting for a coach, considering it's been a long time coming. But overall, do you feel like the new coach coming in will be able to help progress the team and help bring on that factor? Like, what are your hopes for a new coach?
Yeah, there are certainly hopes. It doesn't seem like there's too much of a guarantee because we're just kind of left in the dark about certain stuff. So yeah, my hope is that this coach can provide a lot of structure that's needed for this team and kind of bring it back to its championship glory and just kind of put all of our minds at ease. I feel like a lot of us on the team have been struggling mental health-wise, just having to deal with so many different factors that are out of our control when we're pretty much just here to get a degree and compete and play. So.
And during that transition, so finding out back in September of 2021 that coach resigned, did the athletic director speak to your guys' team?
To my knowledge, no. I mean, I went through a period of just like utter confusion because nobody was telling me anything. Pretty much nothing was going on, so I was just like, I don't know what to do. And then it came to starting to play tournaments again, and then like pretty much a week before that first tournament is when they started talking to us about the rest of the season. So that doesn't make too much sense to me, and it kind of it's kind of annoying in some aspects, but you know.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
And throughout that time, did the athletic department make any promises? Because I mean, there was concerns before, besides the golf coach. Do you feel like there has been any progress with any changes with the golf program in these last 7 months?
Yes and no. I think personally, the only way change has come is by us voicing our opinions about how we feel about our experience as student athletes here. Some things have gotten better, but for the most part, certain things that we would have hoped would have been here by now, like a coach, just has kind of been spoken about and kind of promised to us, but never really ended up happening. And it seems like week after week kind of tell us something new, and then we end up in the same situation that we were in before.
Yeah, and it does get frustrating throughout those times because you just want to play golf. I'm sure coming here, your experience before PV and then coming here has been quite different. I mean, what was the biggest difference before coming to PV and coming here?
I mean, I think it was really just the level of structure. I'm going to shout out my coach back home, Kyle Morris, at the golf room, and I made a decision my high school, my sophomore year of high school, that I wanted to play at the collegiate level, and I just needed the best people around me to get me to that level. And it just came with a lot of hard work, but the difference was just that environment of structure and just progression as a whole was pretty much just to the point where you're going to get better regardless. Right. And when you have people around you that want you to succeed, it's a lot easier for you to continue to put in work. But yeah, for the most part, it was a complete curveball and a complete turnaround for what I have experienced
compared to what you're experiencing now. So a typical day in your life, what did it look like practice-wise? Did you work out, practicing? Was all that involved for your preparation coming to college?
I mean, without a doubt, we would practice good 3 hours a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, working out, playing. And it's literally the perfect environment for you to be conditioned to play at the collegiate level. And so when Coach Jennings left, there was really no structure in that aspect, no really scheduled workouts, no scheduled practices. So it was like, what is going on? that type of thing.
I definitely understand because my freshman year experience was very different than yours coming in.
Yeah.
I did have Coach Jennings and we did have workouts, and I feel like that really helped condition us to play in these tournaments. I mean, we're playing 36 holes and then another 18 the next day. We're talking sun up. We're up at 5 a.m. in the morning, and then we're not going to bed until the sun goes down, literally. So compared to working out before here and then coming here with no training, no scheduled practices, no workouts, how do you prepare for these tournaments and still be able to play?
I don't know. I really just feel like you kind of have to understand what you want and where you want to get to. And so I really just try and really work out whatever I can, because I feel like a lot of people don't know how much of a sport golf is. And this past tournament, we've been traveling for nearly 5 weeks straight, and I haven't really got too much. I don't have too much time to work out because we'll come back Wednesday, leave Saturday again, and my body's already tired from the tournament I did play. But this past tournament, we walked 36 holes and walked 18, and we had been riding in carts for the most of the season, and I mean, everybody felt it. Everybody's legs were dying, and
second 18 hits different.
Exactly.
You finish playing 18 holes, you're like, yay, and then you gotta go around again because there's no breaks. So you're starting from the tee off time, which is normally around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning.
8 o'clock.
And there are no breaks. You are walking, you're on your feet for 10, 12 hours straight.
Exactly.
So, and then typically 18 holes is how many miles? Around like 6 to 8?
Yeah, 6 to 8. Yeah.
So 6 to 8 miles is how much you're walking, and then times that by 2 for 36 holes. So it is definitely an endurance game, and physically, but also mentally. You have to be mentally in it, focus on every shot throughout 10, 12 hours days, compared to other sports where there's not like other sports. You're not on your feet for 10 hours. You get little breaks for, you know, football and basketball timeout.
Yeah.
There's no timeouts in
Halftime.
golf. Yeah, halftime. There's none of that.
Exactly.
And you have to eat your lunch standing up. You're
Yeah.
walking to the hole. You got to eat your sandwich, get it in.
Yep. At the same time, you still have to be kind of mentally in what exactly you're doing, and so it's definitely hard.
Yeah, but hopefully moving forward, you will get the experience that you visioned, and hoping that you get that experience. And moving forward, I'm really happy that you are here, even though you didn't get the freshman experience that you deserve.
Yeah.
But hopefully this new coach coming in will straighten some things out and get you the structure so you can play your best golf since you have plenty of years to play. But thank you guys. Thanks for Jaden being here for Coach's Corner. We're going to go ahead and go to commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be talking with the rugby team. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
What do an aerospace engineer, cancer immunologist, and bat scientist all have in common? We all have cool jobs in STEM fields. Whether it's building robots or learning to code, girls everywhere are finding their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math through positive role models and mentors. So dare to dive in, get connected, and explore. You never know what your future may hold. Learn more about these and even more cool jobs at shecanstem.com.
All right, hello, welcome back everybody to Coach's Corner. Today we have the president of the Prairie View A&M rugby team, Craig Dawson. Hello, welcome, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about how you got involved in the rugby. How did you become president of this team here?
So I came in 2019, that was my freshman year, came out about 18 years old, and I was actually looking to try out for the football team. But during the summer I had work, so I missed the tryouts. So I had to stay active somehow on campus, and I wanted to meet new people. So I found rugby through, I went to the rec, I've been working out, they found rugby, and I just decided to join.
Yeah.
And those guys accepted me and embraced me, and I caught on real quick. And it's been 3 years, and my second year I was a captain, and the third year I'm now the president. So
moving on up, like that. So that's cool. And how long has rugby been here for the audience that doesn't know?
Rugby's been here since 2012, 2013. It was started by actually somebody who has graduated, Malik Johnson. He actually started here with some of him and his friend got us PVMU into a conference. They got us, jerseys. They were able to get the ball rolling for us. And without them, I wouldn't be here and the team wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
So.
10 years later, and now you're here.
Absolutely.
Talking with us on Coach's Corner. So nice. And speaking of it, so how does, because I don't know much about rugby, so, my thing's golf. So speaking of rugby, how does it, can you break it down for us? How does it work?
Rugby, so there's multiple different versions. There's 15s, which is what PV and most of the other collegiate teams play during the fall semester, and a little bit into the spring. And then there's 7s, which is what we're in right now. It's more of a faster paced game. It's a shorter game, but it's less people, but same size field. So it's a lot more running and conditioning that goes along, but it's a lot of fun. There is also another one, 10s, but that one's more for summertime, just kind of have fun, or if you don't have enough people, teams will adapt. And that's what I like about rugby. Rugby's been around since the 1800s, so people are true rugby players, from little kids to grown men to the older generations. They're very accepting. So if you don't have enough players, they will always be, oh, okay, we'll drop a few, or hey, if you guys need, we'll send over a few if we have more than you got than we need.
That's nice. So you think it's pretty easy to get into it? It didn't take you long to?
I was fortunate enough to play football my high school years, and I watched a little bit of rugby on TV, so I always wanted to join, but parents were a little skeptical, saw how rough it was, and they're like, we're good with football, but rugby's a little maybe too much. No pads, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, you're bare out there.
Oh, absolutely. But it's not hard as long as you're just accepting to be coachable and accepting to learn, then anyone can catch on and be a great rugby player.
Nice. And how has your experience been these last years?
My experience these past years have been kind of a whirlwind. It's been fun. It had my ups and downs. You know, we go out, we win games, and then maybe the next game it's just not there. The team chemistry something had happened that day at practice, but my experiences have been great. You know, especially coming in, I made all the alumni. Those guys taught me everything, and that's how I've been able to be so successful. Being able to coach the new people. So I owe all my credit to the alumni, the people who had taught me, and the people who still come back to teach us, even though they don't have to. You know, they've graduated, they moved on, but I'm still thankful, and the team is thankful for the people that come back and are willing to give us knowledge. Right.
And since the beginning, have you seen it progress, like from 2012 to now? Have you seen a lot of changes?
From what I've heard about 2012, where it first started out, it was a little rough, getting people to join. But through the years, I think we've had a lot of success in recruiting and getting players who maybe have come from basketball backgrounds to football to, track. Everyone from every other sport has been able to help the team and further improve. And I think there's been a lot of success coming from there. The women's team as well, we've had a lot of success with them coming out and showing support, and also getting a chance to practice and play a few games where some clubs don't have women's teams, it's just men's teams. So we're very fortunate to be not only a college that has a women's team, but an HBCU that has a women's team. There's not many HBCUs out there that have rugby teams, so we're very fortunate to have that luxury.
Yeah, we need more women in sports. So.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome. And moving on with the intramural sports and everything, do you guys feel like you guys are known around campus as much, or compared to the other sports?
Sadly, no. And I don't speak for all the intramural sports, but I think that we all share the same view. The intramural sports and the rec sports, they don't get a lot of love. There's not as much support from them as there is from the bigger NCAA sports, football, basketball, baseball, softball, teams like that, which are great teams. They're great coaches and everything, but at the same time, I wish maybe the intramural sports would get a little bit of love. We've been asking for a field for years now, and we've finally got to play our very first game at PVV ever back in February, came out and won. So we were happy to show our love and support. Had all the alumni come out and watch. It was a great thing for the guys to come out. That was my first experience on playing at PV. So I wish though we could have had a bigger turnout and had a field to where we could actually call out students, say, hey, bring out your organizations, bring out your fraternities, and everybody come out and support a team that people don't really know is here, and it stinks.
I definitely can relate to that feeling. Golf has been the same way. A lot of people don't know about golf teams around here, so it kind of saddens my heart knowing that you guys are going through the same thing, not knowing nobody knows about the rugby team, or that you guys have won before and that you guys want support just as bad. And why do you think it is that people aren't aware of the rugby team?
Maybe they hear so much about football and basketball, which again are great sports, and I played both, but it's just there's not, and plus rugby's from up north, and overseas they played a lot, but in Texas it's maybe not as big as it would be up northern, like Indiana, Ohio, New York, teams like from there. It's kind of where it migrated down to the south, and it's just not so well known like Texas has high school Friday night lights, and northern teams, they have barnyard hoops. We don't really have anything. We just come out on Saturdays and perform the best we can. So.
Yeah. Well, for the audience out here watching, when is your guys' next tournament, and when can we come out and support for you guys?
Our next tournament, we actually have one coming up this Sunday. It is in Austin. We will try to get tournaments here at PV when we can get a better field location. We used to play all of our home games at A&M because they have fields, and we would play A&M sometimes at their stadium. So next semester, next season, we're looking to try to get more games around the PV area so we can get more students to come out. It's just hard when you have students that, hey, when's your next game? But it's 40 minutes away, and there they have class, or it's a weekend, and they want to enjoy their weekend of a hard day's work. So it's just hard, but we try to keep our social media pages up and try to keep our schedules open. Anyone who wants to join. But we'll try to keep tournaments out there. But we did just have a tournament last Saturday. Went out and played at Sam Houston State, and we played the top 2 teams in Texas right now.
Oh, wow.
We got to play UTSA, and a great team. We played them earlier in the season, so it was great to see those guys. And we got to play Sam Houston. They were number 3 after the 15s championships for collegiate teams, and we gave them a good run for their money. Even the Sam Houston was like, man, these guys are really good. Like, these guys has a lot of talent.
That is great. And so you're a coach and a player as well, or are you just coaching right now?
No, I am a coach and a player. I'm a player first. I always love playing. I'm a coach second. I always want to help my team any way I can. I don't want to sit on the sidelines. It's not fun. I want to be in the action. If those guys, are putting blood, sweat, and tears out there, I want to do the same thing. So I'm always for the team and whatever the betterment for the team. But if there's ever a time I have to sit back and let the new guys come in, absolutely. I'll definitely sit and coach and, try to help them understand what rugby is, how it works, and how they can get better.
Yeah, and then what do you feel like for a coach coming in, or would you prefer having a coach that you can enjoy playing, or do you like doing both?
It's hard. It's hard doing both. I would love to have a coach. We used to have a coach in the past, but he moved on to Florida to coach another team. And it's just been hard for us to get coaches, especially where we are. We're not A&M, so we don't have so much, we have alumni, but it's like they have more rugby alumni than we do. And we're not in Houston, so it's not a bigger city. We're in a kind of a middle ground between College Station and Houston. So it's a lot harder to get coaches out, or people that even hear about us, like, oh, where's PV at? And it's like, we get that same question all the time, and it's like, we want to say, oh, it's, we're this and this, but then sometimes you got to keep it simple for them. Just, oh, we're near Houston, or we're from Houston,
Oh, yeah, that's
so
what I have to say.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I wish we could get PV to be a bigger pin drop on the map, is what we're trying to do for rugby. Get our name out there, and more teams get to recognize us and say, oh, hey, I've heard about PV. We should play them. They have a great team.
Yeah, and then how many players typically play on a rugby team?
So, again, it goes back to what season you're in. 15 seasons is our fall season, so we have 15 on each side for each team. So from 1 to 15. The front 8 are called forwards, so they're our bigger guys, more of our stronger guys we have. And then from 9 to 15 are considered our backs. They're the faster, better ball handling skilled players that come from wide receiver, football, basketball, more of the tall guys and faster guys. And then sevens is for the skinny guys. All right, sevens is not for the guys that weigh a lot. All right, that's a lot of running. It's 14 minutes of running with 2 breaks, 7 minutes break, but it's a lot. So it's 7 minutes for sevens and 15, or 7 players for sevens and 15 players for 15 season. So.
Okay, and then for the players and people coming in, do you normally switch out players, or do you guys have the same players throughout the whole game?
Yes, we try to get as many people, especially during the beginning games. We try to get as many people as we can to play as soon as they can, so they can get a little bit of experience. Even if the game doesn't mean anything, we still try to get them experience any way we can, any tournament we can. So we try to interchange players every game or every week. We try to bring in new people. Maybe somebody who didn't play 2 weeks, or they were hurt. They come back, oh, I feel great. So, all right, we'll put you in and you'll play, just as long as you are willing to learn are willing to learn and willing to put in the work, we're happy to put you in and play.
Nice, that's awesome. Well, go ahead and shout out your guys' Instagram so people that do want to join, please go ahead and join. They're looking for players and would love some support from the people watching here today.
Absolutely. Our Instagram is PV_rugby or PV Rugby. You can find us on Instagram. You can also find us on Twitter, should be PV, PV Rugby. You can also look that up in the search bar. It should pop up, and we should be able to enjoy having y'all come out and learn.
Yes. So that is going to be all today. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you for coming on. And this is it for Coach's Corner. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more every day at 3 p.m. Thank you.